Boom, we are live. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Life as a Chad YouTube channel. I thank all the first timers here checking this video out. I am currently icing my knee before I go for about a 3-4 mile run. We'll see what I can do. If you don't know, I mean, I played collegiate water polo, so I enjoy being an active guy. And this video, it has nothing to do with sports or water polo or anything like that. This video is a reaction to something I saw on cozy.tv. It's on cozy.tv. I saw it on cozy.tv. I saw my dude Nick Fuentes reacting to this dude. I think his name is Anime First. Let me share the screen here. And, you know, it's funny because, and I don't want to make this video too long. And I do, yeah, let's see here. Anime Rightist. Okay. That's his name, Anime Rightist. And I don't want to make this too long, and so I'm going to try and get right to the point. Bada bing, bada boom. And I also want to start out by saying that Nick Fuentes does not need your boy here to defend him. In no way, shape, or form does he need me to defend him, okay? What the guy has accomplished single-handedly is without comparison. I mean, I'm serious about that. If you, first and foremost, guys like Shapiro or Crowder dream that they could have as big of an overall impact, not just on YouTube, an overall impact as Nick Fuentes. Okay, that is first and foremost. And secondly, when it comes to examining what Fuentes has done, you look at it and you look at history, at some of the things that have happened, some of the movements, and you say, damn, I wonder what it would have been like to have been around during that time. I wonder what it would have been like to be there. You know, what were people thinking? Either good or bad. Why didn't they get involved? Why did they get involved? Things like that. And AF is that. Okay, make no mistake. Make no mistake. AF is that. And furthermore, excuse me, the only valid counter movement to the current tyranny that exists in the West, more specifically America, is America First. I don't see Crowder. I don't see Shapiro. I don't see, you know, some of these neocons giving the same pushback that Fuentes and America First has provided. Okay, that is the main thing. So overall, Fuentes does not need me to defend him. But with that being said, I am going to do it anyways, because, you know, I can only imagine how lonely it must be. The guy, you know, is, for all intents and purposes, a very clean guy, very disciplined, very about his purpose, which is what I always tell you guys what men should be doing, which is being on their purpose. Above anything else, they must be on their purpose, okay? And I don't think most people think about this, but I guarantee you it's lonely up there at the top. And if you think about some of the betrayals that a guy like Nick has received, you know, it makes a guy like me want to voice support. And it makes, because quite frankly, he doesn't receive it a lot. even from people who say that they are about what he's about, that they get it, quote unquote. So anyway, so I watched Nick's stream on cozy.tv, and I wouldn't say he was hurt. He seemed frustrated, he seemed annoyed, but I wouldn't say hurt. But anyways, that brings me to this guy. Okay. I know this is going to sound disrespectful. I have never heard of this guy. And by the way, some of you guys are going to go, well, I haven't heard of you either, which is valid. Okay. I just started this channel, but I will also add, I have a second channel, which I will not disclose, that is nearly the exact same size as this dude's channel right here. Literally, it's the exact same size, plus or minus 3 subs. And I did that in less than, it hasn't even been a full year yet. And that's what I have. Okay. So I haven't heard of this guy before. This is the first video that I have watched. And I got to be honest with you, the kind of dorkish, loser calling card and playing that up for jokes is kind of old. It's kind of played out. Sometimes it's funny, but like I said, it's kind of old. And I'm not even sure that we should be glorifying being a dork loser guy, for lack of a better term. And so anyways, he basically in this video says that he is distancing himself from AF, which is fine. That's fine. But overall, the main issue is this guy's need, now that he is inching closer to 1,000 subs, okay, which let me remind you, again, my second channel that has nothing to do with what I talk about here. It's totally a different genre. In a million years, I would never feel important enough to go on a stream and go, here, dear Nick, I'm disavowing AF. It's silly. And, he says that he's not trying, it's weird for him to be the mature one, that he doesn't want to be the one doing this. He said that he has outgrown America First. And again, fine. But dude, do you really think it's fucking necessary to come on a YouTube channel and write a Dear John letter to Nick saying it's over? Dude, that is so stupid. That is so stupid. And no, dude, you're not that important. You're not. Okay. And as I alluded to before all of this, that what Nick has accomplished is so high caliber that for a guy like this to say that he has outgrown it is just a downright stupid statement. The other thing that I want to add is, in Nick's video, he said, if you don't get it, you don't get it. And because this guy is basically providing a criticism that Nick has received quite a lot, which is, I don't like that you are so naughty. I don't like that you're naughty and you use vulgar terms and act silly sometimes. That's what Sydney Watson said when she had Nick on the You Are Here show. And what did Nick say then? He said, we don't have time to worry about that. And he's right. We don't. Society is crumbling before our very eyes. People often forget this, but I'm going to remind you of the statement that it happens slowly and then all at once. And if we keep going, that is exactly how it will end. One day it'll just be over, and it'll be too late to look around and say, what the fuck happened, dude? What happened? It'll be too late. We don't have time. We don't. Not to mention being kicked off of all of these platforms and having everything suppressed. There's just not enough time to be pussyfooting around, man. There's just not. There's not enough time. There's not enough resources. It's too late in the game to be pussyfooting around and not delivering what you believe to be true, aka Nick Fuentes pushing forth what he believes to be the ideas to push forward. Okay. So again, we don't have time. Now, the other thing is he said, and I was thinking about playing a clip. I don't think I'm going to, because this guy reminds me of quite frankly, this guy reminds me of a guy who absolutely would hit the copyright. I fucking guarantee he would hit the copyright. Okay. He would not have the balls to have someone like me criticize him and to use his content and keep it out there. Let me remind you that places like Politically Provoked, Kai Schwemmer, have retweeted my videos using their content because they get it and they're cool. Okay. Anyway, and I'm not saying being cool is the end all be all, but again, this guy reminds me of a guy that would 100% hit the copyright on me. So I'm not going to play any clip here. Now, the other thing that this guy said is that he doesn't like the agenda America First, and more specifically Nick Fuentes, has against women. And it's funny, isn't that always the deciding factor? If we look back at the conversation Nick had with Sydney Fuentes, at the conversation Nick and Kai Schwemmer have had, well, Kai and Nick both on the You Are Here. Okay, that's one conversation. The next conversation is Nick with, I just did a video on him. What's his name? Gunner. Okay. And he brought up the same thing. Isn't that always the defining line for guys like this? Because truly they are white knights. They are white knights. And they are the type of guys who before they get a tiny bit of female attention, they don't mind what AF has to say. But the moment that they start getting a little bit of woman attention, they immediately become white knights, because that's what they were the whole time. And they have a scarcity mindset, and they, in their mind, the whole time, they were guys that were like just begging from the inside, please, please love me, woman, please, I need you. Okay. It was like that the whole time, but they disguised it until they got a little bit of attention. And then in their minds, in order to keep that attention, they need to white knight. And any guy who has not had a problem receiving female attention or getting it knows that guys like this exist. They do. Okay. Guys like that will exist until the end of times. Okay. And it's just funny because honestly, the America First, and again, more specifically, what Nick Fuentes says, the position on intersexual dynamics is not very crazy. It's not insane. I think it's a pretty reasonable position, meaning, well, let's just say what they think. Okay. A guy like Nick, and 99.9% I agree. I don't want to get into the weeds here. They think that as men, you should pursue your purpose, and that women should not be able to infiltrate your movement or your sphere as a man. They should not be able to infiltrate, again, your purpose and what you are striving to achieve. They don't think that women should be in politics. They think that they should indeed be home. And there's tons of evidence to suggest that. Okay. Number one, women have reported the least amount of happiness in years. They are the most unhappy they have been in years currently, because the current system sucks. It has hurt them even more than any negatives that existed before this modern era. Okay. And marriage rates are going down as a whole. This new world with modern intersexual dynamics has been a complete catastrophe. Okay. And I don't think it's that unreasonable to say, no, we don't want you in our sphere. You guys always mess it up. You always attach yourself to one of the guys in the group or the movement or the organization, and it ends up dividing and conquering the whole group, because inevitably there's one guy who starts simping, and then she starts liking another guy, because women tend to monkey branch. And before you know it, you have 2 or 3 guys oogling over the woman, which she wanted from the very get-go, and your whole organization is fucked. Okay, it's fucked. It's done. I don't think that is that unreasonable. And what I find unreasonable is a guy like this feeling necessary, or feeling that it is necessary, to come on to a YouTube channel and writing a Dear John letter, basically stating, I disagree and I will defend all women. I find that unreasonable. I find that, sir, unreasonable. So, I just off of this video, I am not a big fan of this guy. I think that he is the perfect example of why the conservative movement has failed. And quite frankly, he is, if I were to draw up the resulting man of the current matriarchal feministic society, it would be a guy like this. It just is what it is. And again, just going back to the main crux of my disagreement with what the video that this guy made is, simply put, that what Nick has accomplished is far greater than anything this guy. What, dude, you have almost 1,000 subs? Great. That's nothing, dude. That is nothing. That's nothing. Okay. Yes, is it a cool little achievement? Sure. But in the annals of time, it's nothing, man. It's nothing. It's nothing. If you wanted to distance yourself, you could have been. This is what real men do. I'll tell you what real men do. If he was going to distance himself, he could have messaged on Gab or wherever Nick and said, listen, man, before I was pretty chill with the America First movement, but here are my criticisms. Therefore, I'm going to be distancing myself. And I just wanted to tell you, man to man. That's how real men take care of shit like that. Okay. Not like this. Not like this. This is stupid. So anyways, so like I said, that's the main crux that I have, is he writes this Dear John letter, and to someone who, or in a movement that has accomplished way more than he has. And the last thing that I want to get to, and Nick touched on this in his video, is that when it comes to getting it, okay, and I already alluded to this, we don't have time. So either you truly understand it and get it, the plan and the movement, or you don't, and in which case, see ya. Okay, see ya, be gone. Because again, ultimately, we don't have time. We don't have time. And it's funny because I've seen multiple streamers say basically the whole point of their argument is, well, you should want to include everyone. Meanwhile, they always bitch and moan about inclusiveness and this and this. But when it comes to talking to a real, to someone like Nick, they go, well, you should, remember Sydney Watson, well, shouldn't you want to attract women to your movement? And yeah, I guess so, somewhat, but again, it's not the end all be all. And furthermore, look at groups like Antifa or LGBTQT, whatever. They are small segments of the population, the Black community. They are small segments of the population, yet they have the country by its balls. They are the ones with the most power, because it's not about including everyone. That's not what it's about. As a matter of fact, that is so not what it's about, that when you do that, you end up failing. What it's about is having strong courage, strong conviction, and strong ambition within a small group of like-minded individuals to push your agenda. That's what it's about above all else. Look at the Conservative Party. They tried to bring everybody in 2020 and they lost, or we lost, excuse me. We tried to bring everybody in and we lost. Whereas in 2016, that's not what happened, and we won. Because at the end of the day, you need to appeal to the ride or die people, and whoever you get as kind of peripheral people are just benefits. They are just kind of additions. But above all else, the number one thing you need to be able to attract is your base, your ride or die people. All right, guys. I think that's going to do it for me. Let me see here. I maybe I missed some things that I want to mention in this. Give me a second. Nope, that's it. That's it. I'm done. My rant is done. I think I killed it. I think I did a bang up job. So that is going to do it for me. I hope you guys have a good rest of your night, good rest of your week, and I will see you guys next time. And remember, DBAP, don't be a pussy willow. And facts over feelings. Your feelings don't matter. See y'all next time. Bye-bye.